Hello there, friend. It's JIMBOThy here. You know who this is. You're on my goddamn channel right now, watching this video on your YouTube player or inside of your little phone machine. You know how it works. It's all the same. And today we're bringing you the top 5 cars I wish were in Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. Added on as DLC, or maybe hotfixed into the game when we're not looking. I think these cars would really add new gameplay mechanics into the game and give people a reason to spend money and have cool ass cars that they can drive around Los Santos. This list is going to run the range from exotic sports cars to muscle cars with even a little eccentric historical cars that got thrown in there. Let's dive right in, shall we? At number 5, the 2014 Chevrolet Camaro. The 2014 Chevy Camaro needs to be inside this game. Just insert it inside of a hole into it. Plug it in, you're good to go. Why we need a Chevy Camaro? Well, let's see. We already have the other muscle cars of this modern generation inside Grand Theft Auto 5. We have a Dodge Challenger in the form of a gauntlet inside the game. We have a Ford Mustang in terms of being a Dominator. But what we don't have is the new Camaro. And what I think would be pretty key is adding this into the game to be a competitive car on that level. Some people don't buy the supercars that say you or I like to drive around inside the game. Some people only buy muscle cars, and this provides an affordable option for people who only want to have muscle cars, and especially new muscle cars, or like cars that are more affordable, even at a lower level for newer players. I think this will be a great addition to the game. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. And actually, you know what? Let's think for a second here. Let's not get too crazy. But one of the previous cars inside of the game is called the Impani Ruiner. Now, the Impani Ruiner is essentially based off the 3rd generation Camaro, the IROC Z. So, why don't you make a new version of the Ruiner, a 2014 Impani Ruiner? It's based off the 2014 Camaro, like the old Ruiner was based off the old Camaro. Do you see what we're thinking here, Rockstar? This is a great idea to implement in a future DLC installment. People will buy that shit up. What? Number 4! You didn't even see it when you hit the floor. Tony Soprano. His wife is a whore? What the hell am I saying? This is a shitty ass rap. Fucking rhyme, bitch. Okay. Insanity aside, what I want to see is the DeLorean DMC12. Yes, my friends. Back to the future. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Imagine driving around in this classic insanity car made out of completely aluminum. Driving around, you get all the crazy shit that Doc Emmett Brown had on the back. It'll be a one-of-a-kind car that you can have inside Los Santos, Grand Theft Auto 5. Hell, you added the AMC Pacer with the I'm Not a Hipster update. More people have seen Back to the Future, understand this car as an icon of cars. In the history of automobiles, people recognize the DeLorean. That movie made that car a star. Even though a lot of people didn't buy it, even though it's kind of bankrupt, it is definitely an icon of the 80s, and I think would be absolutely phenomenal if added into Grand Theft Auto 5. Give it the gull wing doors so it has its own unique feature from every car. Make it a collector's item so you need to have it inside your garage, or driving around your garage, or blowing someone up in it. But you can't, because once they hit 88 they'll time travel, bitch. Didn't see that one coming. Okay. Speaking of DeLorean, we're going to number 3 on our list, a countdown top 5 DLC wish list. Number 3, the 1969 GTO Judge? What? What? We're going with a classic muscle car this time. Wow, you didn't see that one coming at all. What this would add into the game is a newer, well, not newer, but an older muscle car that's extremely elegant, powerful, and did I mention powerful? Very fast and a beast. The GTO Judge is one of the most iconic muscle cars of all time. It's basically the top-end Pontiac GTO. And if you want to know the little connection to number 4, John DeLorean was the designer on the GTOs back in the day. He also owned the DeLorean Motor Company. Shit! We're tying this all together in my head and in this commentary. This is great. It's great progress for you guys. Anyway, as seen in the movie Dazed and Confused, the GTO Judge would be absolutely astounding to drive around in. It gives people a muscle car option for the muscle car collectors. I know a lot of people usually use one of their secondary characters as a sole muscle car only, or whatever sort of car they want to have. Some people don't like driving the supercars, as I mentioned earlier, and only want muscle cars. Well, this gives them an older muscle car that'll fit in with, say, a Turbo Sabre, an Impani Phoenix, that sort of vibe. Maybe even going a little older than that, but give it more horsepower so it can actually outperform that. And it gives people a new reason to play the muscle car races. When you have to play different race classes, most people go super or bikes, but now they'll have a reason to play muscle car with the various muscle cars being added inside the game. Plus, it looks fucking sick. I don't know what you'd call it in this. Probably like something like the Executioner. Oh my god, I can see that selling already. GTO Executioner. No, not GTO. Fuck. I don't know. The Vapid Executioner, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. You like where this is headed. I do too. Coming in at number 2, the first loser, I might add. I actually think this car would be absolutely amazing inside Grand Theft Auto 5, and you don't even know what it is before I say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it. The Koenigsegg Agera R? What? Agera R? Imagine this car in the game. Basically what you have in the game is the Koenigsegg CCX CCR. It essentially is the entity XF, one of the greatest cars inside Grand Theft Auto 5. What the Agera R is the next version of that. It's the entity XF from the future, motherfucker. And I think the Agera R would be absolutely astounding to drive around Los Santos. You'd have a new supercar, hypercar, what am I saying, to drive around and beat people's stuff up in. You'd have something to actually compete against the Zentorno. You'd have something to compete against the original entity, the Adder, and the Zentorno! If you've seen the movie Need for Speed, it's what shitty Dino Brewster drives all throughout the film. They have a race in 3 Koenigsegg Ageras. The one guy flips up, immediately catches on fire, shit goes crazy, and then at the end, it's Koenigsegg versus Koenigsegg. Agera R versus Agera R. And in that movie, they actually have the Agera R outperform many other cars that are actually inside Grand Theft Auto 5 right now, like the Bugatti Veyron and the McLaren. The Agera R is one of the futuristic hypercars that exist in real life, and what I think would be an interesting addition to the game, in that you give something more competitive that's at a higher price point to get players to spend more money inside the game. Coming up after the break, we reveal the number 1 car on our wish list. We're back with the top 5 cars I wish that were in Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. And rounding off our list at number 1, the Ferrari Testarossa. If you listen to Kavinsky or you watch Miami Vice, you'll recognize this car, especially the 80s variant of it. It essentially was recreated in past iterations of Grand Theft Auto as the Cheetah in Vice City. This car is iconic in pop culture as one of the classiest supercars ever created. And to make a sort of older version of the Cheetah created by Grotti inside the newest version of Grand Theft Auto, I think give you a nice little throwback a little nod to these prior versions of Grand Theft Auto, and actually a nod at pop culture itself, because people actually love this car. This version of this car is very popular and still sells to this day at an extreme price tag. You'd buy it for what you'd spend on a house to buy a used one now. Imagine how much it could cost inside Grand Theft Auto 5. A nice little throwback that can compete on the supercar level, that has the 80s styling that takes us back to Miami Vice if you deck it out all in white paint, or Kavinsky with the red color scheme. You're talking a very beautiful and dynamic car that would appease any car collector inside the game. We need more cars like that. All these cars on this list provide something new and exciting to add to Grand Theft Auto 5. So hopefully you found this list informative. If you agree or disagree, feel free to leave a comment below. Maybe you have your own top 5 wish list of what cars you want to see in Grand Theft Auto 5 future DLCs. Be sure to leave a like and share this on your social media platforms. It really helps me out. I'm on the road to 200,000 subscribers, so if you're new around here, consider subscribing. YouTube.com/McCallahan Industries. Lots of Easter eggs, top 5 lists, all the craziest Grand Theft Auto 5 content on YouTube right now. And while you're at, follow me on Twitter at the JIMBOThy. There we can talk about some of the best cars you want to see inside GTA 5. That's it for this episode. Next time we find a new wonder weapon inside Grand Theft Auto 4? No. Cars of Grand Theft Auto 5 Online Edition. We'll be showcasing